All right, I am recording for the second time. Apparently, my first recording did not, it didn't say it. So we're here doing the energy reading for, and let me look up the dates again, because I don't know why the dates always seem to slip out of my mind. So today, from October 7th through the 13th, my brothers, the 13th, and of course the 13th is such a special number for the feminine. So I'm going to make sure, because I'd already gone through all of these, I want to make sure I have my cards sort of like in the right piles. We're going to get started. So first off, we have the Four of Pentacles, and this is accompanied by count your blessings, gratitude here, and then our lovely Three Empress showed up yet again. This is a common card that has been coming out the last couple of weeks. So when we talk about the Four of Pentacles, a lot of times this is like you have achieved some level of success. And now there is this sort of like desire to really protect that. So the success can be financial, but as we know, abundance comes in multiple forms. It could be abundance of like spiritual evolution. It could be abundance of health. It could be abundance of love. Like there's lots of different things. Now, the interesting thing about this protective energy is a lot of times when we're trying to protect something, we don't, it creates separation, right? It creates separation to where, as opposed to protecting it from harm, we're actually protecting ourselves from it, almost like it is harmful. I don't know if I said that to where it will make sense. So for example, if you're trying to protect your money, that energy of protection will actually protect you from money versus protecting your money. So we want to be very cautious. What are we trying to protect? What have we created? What have we amassed? What have we like accumulated? And then we want to be very careful in recognizing that like material things, that we don't put material things, a value on material things above and beyond ourselves, above and beyond people. To put a higher value on the material thing is to think that the result, what we have accumulated, was more important than who we became to accumulate them. And that is not, that feels like that wants to be cleared away. Okay, recognizing that the journey to creating is the divine part of creation. And that the actual result, while it satisfies our human nature, our human desires, and are perfect and are brilliant, and we get to have those things, that if we hold on to them, then, for example, if I hold on to the money I have now, because I've accumulated, I'm afraid of losing it, then I would not be able to accumulate or create more. I would not, if I hold on to where I'm at in my mindset, in what I believe is my spiritual evolution, then I don't make myself available for what's next. It's like I'm holding myself still. I'm getting literally this visual of like, I don't want to move. Because if I move, I might lose something. Something might change. And so I want to stay here, and I just want to stay in my little box, and I want to like protect myself, almost like I'm in a panic room. And it's like nobody can get in, I can't get out, I'm safe here. But that actually goes against what you truly desire, and that's not honoring what you really want. That's not honoring the divine in you, and that's not honoring the human, because the human wants the growth and expansion because it wants the result just as much as the divine does. So as opposed to focusing on protection, the energy that's really being brought in is more gratitude. Recognizing that what you have right now, be super freaking grateful for it. If you woke up tomorrow and didn't have it and that would make you sad, then be grateful for what you have, right? If I would wake up tomorrow and I was suddenly gonna like have the flu, then I would be really happy that I feel good today. And so staying present, this is also, I'm seeing the timelines here, making sure that we are not getting lost in the past, and projecting into the future where the present timeline is sort of invisible. So it's like oftentimes we're trying to protect when we have past experiences that we're projecting into the future, and we're trying to prevent those things from happening. But what you're missing is like you're missing the present moment, which then means you're never actually experiencing having. So even though you have accumulated what you have, you're not experiencing what you have because you're still in protection, which means you're still separate from what you have. So bringing in more union, bringing in more energy of awareness around the present moment, bringing in more gratitude for what we have, recognizing that what we have is not what we have, who we've become is what we have. And the rest of this is just we're offering it up for a thank you, more please. Thank you, different please. This is amazing. Thank you. Let's change it. Thank you. This is my gold, and I offer it up to become lead so that I can now, what's the next gold? And so letting ourselves sort of detach from the I have this and not wanting to let it go, because when you let it go is when you create more. And it is through your discernment, through your power, through your authority, through who you've become, that you are then capable of directing this way. Trust yourself. I have a feeling that energy is going to come in as well. And this Empress card again, right? The Empress, very rooted in the earth plane, very much in nature. She's got Gabriel's trumpet, which is very, Archangel Gabriel. It's very much messenger energy, right? Like this is the message, listen to the message, soak in the message, pay attention to the messages, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to what is coming in. And at the same time, I feel like there's a message here, which is like, pay attention, but not too much. Okay, so now we have the Eight of Wands reversed. Now, what I'm getting from this is judgment. So, and we have here Nine of Gabriel. With Nine of Gabriel, you can see we've got a farmer here. He looks pretty happy though. He's got some rows of plants that they haven't harvested, or he planted them and they haven't grown yet. But that's okay. He seems like it's okay. Now we have the 9, which again, this is like a completion energy, and then we have the don't hate, don't meditate card. And so what I'm getting from this 9 of Wands is clearing out the energy of judgment. Recognizing that, okay, what you have accumulated, where you are now, right? Whatever you have planted, whatever you're getting ready to harvest, this is like this is so strange what's coming in. Okay. And the thing is I already did this, but like as soon as I'm done channeling, I don't remember what the heck I said. So I'm having to like go through it again. Okay. So it feels like recognizing that we're getting ready to head into a new beginning. And as we head into this new beginning, you're going to feel like I have overcome the challenges. I'm on top of the world. I have accumulated this level of spiritual knowledge. I have accumulated this level of wealth. I've accumulated this. I've accumulated that. And then all of a sudden you're going to start into a new beginning, and it's going to feel like, oh, like, wait a minute. I did this already. Wait a minute. What's going on? It's going to feel a little bit like this, I want to say lost energy. But it's not. It's not. It's that's the illusion of it all. So recognizing, for example, okay, so for example, it's judgment to look at somebody who may be acting in a certain way and think they're acting in the victim mindset and think that's wrong. Okay, have this idea that like that's wrong. But the thing is you don't actually understand or know what they have planted. You don't know what crops they're growing. You don't know what piece of the puzzle of this whole collective puzzle they are contributing to. You don't actually know things about them. You don't know. you know what you know, you don't know the whole picture. In fact, even they don't. A lot of this is unconscious, a lot of this is working on a very collective level. And so when we are the divine and the human are the same. They're not separate. Okay? The victim and the empowered person are the same. You're the same. You're the same. They're not separate. Now we move in between these different frequencies when we are alchemizing, when we are in the act of remembering, becoming, unbecoming, whatever terminology you want to use, it's all the same. So when you are now taking a new journey, when you are now moving into a new timeline, when you're now moving into creating a new goal, when you are now moving into a new phase of becoming, a new layer, you will start again in victim. And the journey is to transform that. A hero story. A hero story will play over and over and over and over again. So we don't want to judge ourselves and say, oh my God, I didn't learn the lesson. I lost my wealth. Start feeling really ungrateful, like everything I did was for no absolute freaking reason. It's not. You're still here. You can't lose who you are. You can't lose what you learned. You can't lose your wisdom. You're that person who is now showing up to plant new crops that may not have planted these crops before. That may not know a whole lot about these crops. And so don't judge yourself or other people, because to be in judgment is to be in judgment, which is to already not be in your power. So we don't want to judge the divine as higher than the human. They are separate. In fact, we're now moving into a phase where the divine is really going to lean on our human aspects, logic, reasoning, all of these things, right? These are mental faculties that are often very much rooted in the human. And so we don't want to judge the victim or the empowered, because where you are, they may be in a different phase, they may be on a different level, they may be working on a different crop, they may be working on a different frequency. And so we want to take away this idea that like, that's wrong, because there's no wrong. You don't know, you don't have the full picture. You don't even have the full picture on yourself. Don't judge yourself. You're doing just fine. Keep going. And so this awareness feels like it wants to be brought in because we are getting ready to enter into a new beginning. And so it's almost like, hey, FYI, as we finish completing some of these pieces, that we start sort of like sweeping up and start, taking down some of the construction work and reveal the new structure, just know this is the time to celebrate. This is the time to be in gratitude. This is the time to really anchor in. This is the time to really go within, not to be upset, not to be frustrated, not to be in the chaos, not to be giving it all of our power, because actually it takes a lot of power to be in the victim. It takes a lot of power to be in the victim. I bet you've never really heard that before. We have the Queen of Wands reversed. What feels like wants to come in from this is specificity. Now, we have the miracle of nature, again, bringing us back into the earth plane. This feels like really bringing more attention down into our bones, down into the earthly blood. It feels like important to say earthly, and into, it feels like your nature, who you are naturally, coming back into who you are naturally. And this, as we worked on what we value a lot this past week, bringing back recognition and remembrance that like who you are naturally is your wealth. Who you are naturally is your wealth. Can you anchor in deeper into recognition? This feels like this is going to really help with this, and it's going to really help with this. Understanding this is who I am naturally. There's nothing wrong. I don't need to change myself. This idea of like we need to change ourselves is old news. You don't need to change yourself, who and how you are created, even the things that you were judging and were thinking this is wrong, this is not, it shouldn't be this way, I should be different. I should be more outgoing, I should talk with more kindness, I should be more empowered, I should all of these things. This is like come back to who you are naturally and recognize that we're going to expand this. Bum, 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 bum. We're going to expand that and end up here. We got this last week too, the night of Ariel, right? Do you see her? Crops for days, gold. She is reaping the gold. She is harvesting the gold. Is when we come back into this. The miracle of who I already am. I'm already a miracle, exactly as I am. And the idea was I didn't need to change myself. It's that I need to understand myself. I need to understand how I work with the energy. I need to understand that I'm not a victim. I am using victim mentality to create empowered wisdom. And in order to create empowered wisdom, I'm going to have to work with the victim mentality. And if I judge the victim, then I will never allow myself to plant and work with new crops because I'll be so busy protecting what I already have that I will never get to a field that is harvesting, planting and harvesting every single day because I will be so busy thinking it needs to be different than what it is. But when I give gratitude for what is, being thankful for what I have, for who I am, naturally, I began to see this process in a whole new light. And I began to fall in love, not just with the result, but with the journey. And recognizing there is a celebration in coming into the victim, because the celebration is a new beginning. The celebration is, and now we go deeper. And the celebration is, and now we're working towards more. And the celebration is, and now I will learn, and now I will grow, and now I will expand, and now I am planting new seeds. So as opposed to seeing it as like, I thought I worked on this, I'm not that good at this, that person's in the victim, this, as opposed to the judgment, see the power in the victim, and that is your power. Okay, then we are with the Chariot. Love the Chariot energy. So when I think of the Chariot, this is upright. When I think of the Chariot, and we have Knight of Michael, which we have also had before. We had this last week as well. We're having a lot of recurrence. Dun, dun, dun. New beginnings. We have new beginnings. So when I see the Chariot, one of the things I will say is the Chariot is about movement. And it's not just like movement, because now we're not walking, we're not on a horse, we're actually in a chariot. That I know that they have two sphinx here, but like think of a horse, right? Like it's a cart that you're standing in that has wheels, and you're being carried over these challenges. You're being carried, you're being moved, like you're held, you're moving quickly, swiftly, easily, you're overcoming the challenges like no big deal, I got this. Beautiful energy to be coming in. And then we have again the Knight of Michael, and of course he's on his horse and he's charging forward, and you see behind him like the sun is rising, the sun is coming out from behind the clouds, and it says time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, which again, it seems like we're perhaps, when I talked about specificity from the Queen of Wands, and we see our masculine planter here, it seems like we're really moving in and creating time to move a lot of these new, continuing. It seems like we're finalizing, we're tidying up. Okay, so like we've planted all of these seeds, we've been working on the masculine, we've been shifting and clearing all of this stuff. There's a lot of debris, usually after destruction. And so it's like there's a lot of debris in the field. Your mind may be going through a lot of sort of chaotic thoughts at the moment. Stay in the body. Remember, let all that clear out first. Don't go playing in the debris. Let the demolition crew do that. You just sit there and say, I hear you, I see you, I know you're there, and I also don't need to play with you. I don't need to entertain you. I will wait until the dust is settled. Okay, wait until it's all been cleared out. And so there is this specificity, this tidying up, bringing everything. Oh, let's get the devil's in the details. I'm hearing, right? Like, let's fine tune things for this new beginning, right? We're going to need it because we're going deeper. And once again, oh, he's over here. We have time to move quickly. And then this feels like a whole new door collectively, that collectively we haven't gone. We haven't gone. This feels like a whole new door, a whole new beginning. That the people who are called, everyone is going to be called into a new door, no matter where you're at. It'll be a new door for you. But at the highest of highs, just remember, whole new door, forging the way. And so after I recorded this last time, I went downstairs and I was like, okay, let me grab my computer because I was doing it on my phone. And I was like, let me grab my computer. Let's do this again. And when I walked back in, I saw a card on the floor and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And so what did I pick up? But the High Priestess. This is the second major arcana. And you see, she's got balance and she's got justice. She's got black. She's got white. Full of fruits, right? The trees are just like these, they're harvested. They're like growing rampant. And so when I'm thinking about the High Priestess, this is very much about the energy of trust, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. And so we want to use our intuition to really help guide us. And at the same time, bringing more focus, more specificity around this. As opposed to having our channels just sort of pull into the multiverse, can we harness this energy? Can we create the mental structure? Can we fine tune things to bring things back into here, into focus and specificity is what this sounds like. Okay, so that's it. I hope this records for the second time. This is your energy reading for the following week. Sounds like we've got some really powerful things that are headed our way. Lots of changes, new beginnings coming in. And also, it may feel like a little bit challenging as we're cleaning all this stuff up. But remember, stay in your blessings. Go within, meditate, stay in the body, do the things that stay in the body, let the mind rearrange itself. And that will seem a heck of a lot simpler and easier and gentler of a transition. Okay, I will see you next week.